Bruh.
Welcome back to the compound, everyone, episode 2. I'm glad that you guys have joined me back, and I appreciate that you guys have been patient with me again. I'm only saying that because I know I have about 7 hours worth of footage that at some point I'm going to have to chop up and put into this video, so it's going to be a lot of work, so I apologize ahead of time. I know it's going to take a little bit of time on my part to get that all cut up, but you'll be seeing it at the end of the video. For now, let's talk about the compound. You may be noticing some differences. It doesn't exactly look the same as it did last time, did it? To our right, you may have noticed the McDonald's chicken nugget in the distance with what looks like a case of smallpox. Don't worry, the smallpox is just sight plan. I'm trying to figure out how to split up the space that we have in the desert to make a village, because we're going to fill this whole desert with a village. But you may have also noticed the spawner has a little bit of a hat. It's looking a little bit more gray, and that's because I've done a little bit of work. I haven't been able to play within the last week or so because I've been doing something else. So I have only done a little bit of prep work to kind of help me get ready for today's video. So we're going to jump down, we're going to take a look at the spawner, we're going to talk about some stuff, and we're going to move on from there today. Alright, so we are getting raided, but we're going to ignore them for the moment. One of the things I think we need to talk about is the palette that I picked, because the palette's pretty important to, well, I mean the whole build style in general. We're using these bone blocks and these red terracotta, and that kind of helps create a more animal-like organic compound, kind of like a heart or an organ almost. And I mean that's a good thing because we want this to be kind of like the heart of the desert. And like I said before, we're going to be building a rose on top of this. So this is going to be kind of like what's fueling the rose, because roses don't grow in a desert regularly. Got to make some kind of fancy explanation as why it could happen. So this is going to be kind of like our desert heart that's kind of keeping the rose going. Now I did add some staircases over here, but I'm not quite pleased with them. I think we can have something with a little bit better flow to it. This just feels a little bit... yeah, I feel like I get my head caught in things and I get caught against the side of it. It's just not very smooth, and I think we could do a better job. So that's something we will focus on later. But the top area is looking a little bit different, you may have noticed. I've been doing a little bit of detail working, trying to make it look a little bit more spiky and bony up top here. And I'm pretty happy with it so far. But things might change, so I'm not going to be dead set in everything we've got so far. There's definitely some changes we can make here, so we have 8 walls on this thing in total, and they're separated by, as you can see, the bones here. Now I want to have 2 tubes for going up and down on every single level. So this top level will have 2 tubes that lead up to the surface. It'll also have 2 tubes that lead down to the middle section. That middle section will also have 2 tubes that lead down to the bottom. We're, again, going to move away from this because I'm going to have to put a lot of time into this. But I want to talk about the site planning I was doing, right? And I kind of wanted to talk about some of the colors that I used here, right? Just so it can help you guys get a better idea of what we're doing here. So, the blue wool right here, this is what we're using to kind of plan out our building shapes, right? So we're going to have some buildings along the coast here. And these gray and brown blocks, I ran out of brown wool, so I had to use a second color. These are going to be the path blocks. So we'll have paths going over this. We're going to have a bridge here probably. In fact, I don't think we can jump it from there. But we're going to have a bridge going across in 2 places. So one over there and then one over here as well. We'll have a nice street that brings you down this way. There will be some bridges down that way that connect to the other side of that river. Same for this section right here as well. This path will bring you, I think there's some back alleys right here. So, I don't think this is supposed to be here at all. But there's going to be some back alleys that bring you out this way. So, we're taking Athena with us, and we're going to an island a little bit farther away, out about 2,000 blocks in that direction. I want to tell you a little bit of a tragic tale while we're on our way there, so Athena, come on. Get in the boat. Get in the boat! Thank you. So, this tragic tale starts with kind of a domino effect, right? So, when we brought those villagers over to kind of breed up all the people at the complex and get some people living there, they ended up running to my village, which is about 100 blocks away. I think I said that in the last episode. Well, those villagers must have had like a stack of bread on them from their original village. And they gave it to all my villagers. And now all my villagers are fucked. It's just a giant orgy. And so, one of the villagers that popped out was selling mending 1 for 10 emeralds. Now, here's the thing. My current mending villager is selling mending for about 32 emeralds. So that's a 22 emerald discount. And I was really excited, right? So what I did is I got him to level 2, locked him into his profession, right? Because I was like, there's no way I'm letting this go. 10 emeralds is such a good price. And I came back about an hour later after digging out a spot for him. And surprise, surprise, he lost his profession. I don't know how. I don't know. It technically should be impossible, but he still lost it. So I got a level 2 fisher villager. And I spent like 4 hours trying to change him back, but I realized because he kept the same level as when he was a librarian, it's impossible to turn him back into a librarian to get the mending back. So we're never going to have that guy turn back into a librarian ever again. Which means we had to breed up some more villagers. Now, I don't need mending. I just said before I have a guy selling it for 32 emeralds, but having mending for a cheaper price would be really nice. So what I did is I kidnapped that damn that fishing villager, and I brought him out here. And we're just about there, actually. You can probably start to see it in the distance. But I kidnapped him and brought him over here, and then I brought one of the villagers that we kidnapped from my friend's base over here as well. So, what is on? Oh, that's a banner. I was like, what's on top of my base? Is that a zombie? No, it's not. It's not a zombie at all. All right, so welcome to La Vita Loca. Yes. Now, I remember hearing that you could use leads to pop these guys. Oh, you can. That's so nice. There's so many times where I've almost killed my dogs just trying to get them out of the boats. Come on, dude. Athena. Ah, thank you. Appreciate you. So, we can probably pull you off the leash. We have some guys out here waiting for us, keeping the village safe for us. Athena. Let's go. So it's been a while, and we've got some guys out here breeding up. We've got just basically a little gulag out here. Anyone who doesn't sell enchanted books as their first enchant ends up getting murked. Yeah, so anyone who doesn't sell books we want ends up getting the axe. And this is my way of getting back at the villagers, I guess you could say. Because they've caused me way too much problems. We're going to breed up the villagers that we have, or that we want for enchantments. And once we got everything we want, we're going to take some of these guys, move them back to the compound. And I've got a special place for them. You guys have actually seen this in the last video. I talked about a little bit of a problem. Some walls that were really big, and I didn't really know what to do with because they were kind of bland. We're going to start putting these guys in the walls, cage them off so they don't die off. And, yeah, that should be that. We should have a new mending guy with a cheaper price at some point, but right now we got one selling mending for 30 and 20. So, good prices. But I wanted to talk about the setup that I'm using a little bit here, because this is actually pretty helpful. I would suggest, obviously, making this kind of villager breeder far away from your home, because it's not going to look pretty. And if you do want it to look pretty, then go for it, but I think it's kind of a waste of time, because you could just import these guys using a boat, and it really only takes about 5 minutes or so. So, what do you need to make this happen, right? Well, the first thing you need are some farmers. Farmers will collect the wheat, and with the wheat they can craft bread. With the bread, they can share it with all the other villagers, and that's going to cause breeding. So right now, we've got about 7 farmers set up. I don't think we have 7 farmers. I think we only have like 4. But this place can be running with 7 farmers. You need lots of beds, and if you're looking for the same guys I'm looking for, which is guys that are selling enchanted books, then you just want lecterns. You want lots and lots of lecterns. Now, you're only seeing part of this because there's a little bit of a back section. The back section also has lecterns as well. So you can see it's filled with lecterns. And these guys flood out and they go and do their job every day. Alright, so I think we're going to go around and do some trading here. Thornsea is already leveled up. I don't really care about looting, but I feel like we can get a smaller price for looting 3, because 22 is a little bit high. We've got guys in here who are selling for like 9 and 6, right? Silk Touch for 9 emeralds. Depth Strider for... that's not good. Respiration 3 for 32, that's not good either. Is she in here? There she is. Alright, so Melinda's selling 20 emeralds for mending 1. That's pretty good. I like that. So we're going to level her up. And I'm curious to see what this is down here. Infinity 1 for 6 emeralds. That's not bad. I don't know why I'd ever want that, but not bad. Yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with that. But yeah, she's selling Luck of the Sea for 43. We're not going to ever buy that probably. Power 5 for 56. Can definitely find something cheaper for that. But Mending 1 is pretty good. Mending 1 and whatever she just had. So, we're going to look around for other guys. What do you got? Looting 3 for 22. Yeah, we just saw you. 15 for Unbreaking, I believe? Or Blast Protection. We did have an Unbreaking guy around here. I wonder if he's still... there he is. Alright, so 15 emeralds for Unbreaking is not bad. We're gonna go all in and trade with him here. We still got more paper. That third level trade is really bad. He only gives 1 enchanted book. Oh man. What about you? Are you still... you're still Blast Protection. Where are all our villagers? Where are they all at? Are they all in here? What do you got? You're the other mending guy, so we might as well give you some levels here as well. Try to lock in that mending trade with him. We just traded with Melinda. Who are you? I think we just traded with you as well. Well, you're the Unbreaking guy. So you have Protection 4 for 14 emeralds. Okay, that's really good. Yeah, let's trade with this guy. I really like Protection 4. Protection 4 is pretty good, so... Mending 1? Let's go! Yo, let's go. Now, this is our second cheapest mending guy. Our first cheapest is 20, so 22 emeralds for mending 1 isn't exciting, but it's not bad either. But I also think this means we should probably get rid of our other guy who is selling mending for like 30 emeralds. That's a fucking ripoff. Are you the mending guy? I think you are. I'm sorry, guy. I know we just traded you with you, but yeah, you gotta go. Our next project is down here today, right? We're working down here. In fact, it's been 2 days since I've recorded last. So I apologize, it just means this video is going to take longer to edit. I'm kind of scared to show you this, or show this to you guys, but yeah, I've done a lot of clearing out down here. I don't know if I've had any pictures or maybe clips where I ran through here, but it definitely wasn't this open. And yeah, well, I guess let's talk about what I'm working with, and I'll talk about some of the problems that have come with this project, right? So down here, what do I want to make? I want to make a tomb of sorts, I suppose. And I can't completely describe it right now because it's going to take too much time if I do. Now, this isn't the tomb itself, right? This is just an area. The tomb's going to be underneath here. Obviously, we want our tomb to be pretty concealed, right? So I'm thinking we're going to conceal it down below here. And we're going to put like a giant lake in this little area right here. It's probably going to go a little bit past these pillars. So these pillars are going to be in the water. And I'm thinking underneath the lake, we have a little bit of a secret hidden entrance that will lead us down into the tomb. I think it's a pretty modest looking entrance. You take a look at the middle area where the walkway is. Sorry, I'm getting like some random burps. You look at the walkway, right, and you see all these gems and jewels, and it looks very pricey. So it's a nice kind of transition from this more bland exterior to a more sacred, ritual-like interior. So one of the problems I had when it came to building, right, is all the sand up top. We've got a city on top of this area, right, so we've already got buildings that are set up, but there's about 6 to 7 layers of sand blocks. So once you start mining out all the sandstone, all that sand falls down on top of you. But yeah, you can see the sand is falling down. It's a real nuisance. I go through these shovels so fast too. So end of the day, it's just a little bit more difficult to clear out deserts because of the sand and the gravity blocks. But I mean, for the most part, it's gonna take a little bit more time. We're gonna expand outwards, and before I go, I'll show you what exactly it looks like on top, right? This is what it looks like up top here. A lot of bricks showing on the surface. And, well, okay, to be honest, I don't really know what we're doing up here real quick. And I think the best way to talk about it is going to be talking about these walls we got set up here. So one of the things I really want up here in this section, right? I want it to look kind of like if you took a knife and you just kind of cut a piece of the Grand Canyon out, put it on top of a plate. I want this to kind of be like a slice of the Grand Canyon, right? We're going to have a more canyon-like feel, more natural. You can see here there's a lot of these smooth walls that are more curved. And then we've got these more structural walls. And so I talked about this more kind of Grand Canyon-esque feel where it's maybe more natural and it's kind of more like these giant rock formations sticking out of the ground that have been slowly eroded. And I think that's kind of the feel like you get from this side, right? Is you've got a lot of structural stuff, but it kind of looks like it was built in between like a giant chunk of rock that's been sticking up. We want this for the same side, right? So we want this same thing probably on this side as well, where you have a lapis-filled entrance on this side as well, and then we'll probably make more rocky formations with more natural houses coming out of the side of it. Guys, I know I didn't really mention this before, but new skin, right? Have you guys seen it? I didn't really say much about it because I didn't have time to, but I wanted to talk about it right now. So the last skin was a pretty good placeholder. It looked pretty similar to how I look and dress in real life. I don't know about the gray coat. Gray coat's kind of questionable, but hey, you know what? It's pretty close to me. I tried to get as close to Koma as possible, right? Now, I know the cape isn't very accurate, but it's probably the best I could get when it comes to cape-wise, right? I've got an earring in, I've got the gloves, I got the boots, the blue adventuring outfit. So I'm looking pretty roguelike, right? Now, obviously, the hair isn't the same. They don't have any good guy ponytails, but I did get something kind of similar to what my hair looks like in real life. Kind of spiky in the front and a little bit more flat in the back. So pretty close to what I'm working with, right? Forgot I wasn't wearing armor there for a second, but I wanted to show you kind of what we're working with when it comes to clearing out, because I've got a lot of clearing out to do. I didn't show you beforehand any of the extra work I did get done, but I wanted to show you the areas that we are clearing out, right? And the best way to show you is probably from the top side. So about right here is where we got the skeleton XP crusher at, right? And about probably right around here is where the skeleton spawner is. So I want to clear out in this direction. Obviously, we want to stick to the walls. I have cleared out up to this little opening here, and that leads right into the cave. Actually, I can pop down there and show you. So you can see we've got a nice little side view, but we've also got to clear out all that stuff all the way down to the entrance. We come back over here, right? And I don't know about this area, to be honest. We're going to clear out all the way up to this wall right here, but anything behind this point is behind the spawner. And I don't think I want to build behind the spawner, but I'm not sure about that, right? Maybe we do want to have some stuff behind the spawner, but I think for the most part we want to just kind of fill that in. But while we're talking about the spawner, right, why don't we take a look down in this direction? So I think we've got a pretty simple layout, right? We can go straight this way. We'll have a hallway somewhere down this way. I'm thinking we're going to have another hallway going somewhat in that direction as well. This is a cave over here. I just blocked it off for the moment. But yeah, I think we want to have a tunnel of some sort going out that way. Over here, right? So we talked about the villagers earlier on in this episode, and I need somewhere to put them. I'm thinking we're going to put them in here. Now I have to expand this, right? We want all 9 of these blocks on the other side, and I've only gotten probably like, what, 7 layers? 5 layers. So we got 2 more layers. 4 more layers to carve out. So I got to carve more space out of this area, but I also have to be mindful of what's up there. That is the giant tower with the giant golden sphere on top of it. So we've got to be mindful about our surroundings. Can't build too tall here, but we're going to put all our villagers in here, I think. It's a pretty close walk from where the spawner is, and we're definitely going to change this out at some point. But it's a close walk, so I can just easily come over here once I'm done getting all my extra XP. But come on down over here, I have gotten more work done. As you can see, we've gotten a hell of a lot of land carved out. Now, that's about where I showed you when it came to the bricks up top. So, again, we're at the point where we have to start digging out behind the spawner, and I don't think I want to do that. So maybe we'll have this curve around in some sort of way, or it's really hard to tell. I think I'm just going to start carving more of this out, but I want to show you the progress. Obviously, my tools are looking pretty rough because of how much I'm doing, but we're going to get more progress as we go. I know today's episode isn't going to be super exciting because there's a lot of prep work. Welcome back, guys. It has been 5 days since I've last recorded, which is quite a long time. I'm thinking it's about time we start wrapping up. As you can see behind me, there has been quite a lot of progress done on the area that we're working on. You can probably see a lot of the ceilings starting to open up too now. With the first episode, we talked a lot about the present, what I was doing, and trying to catch you guys up to what I was at. Today, we talked about the future, planning, stuff like that, prep work. Next episode, I want to talk more about the past. We'll give you a little bit of history on what I've done in Minecraft, because this isn't the only thing I've built. And there's things that I want to rebuild from my past, because I think I can do it better now. With that being said, I am starting to run out of time in the video, so it's time to jump over to another world, and we'll talk there for a moment. Aha guys, welcome to the Denny's parking lot. Alright, so I talked about being gone for about a week, and if you're wondering where I was, this is where we were. I started a nice little server for some of my subs on my Discord, and I think it's taken off pretty swimmingly, right? But yeah, I figured this might be a good time to give you a small tour, so let's do that right now. Alright, behind me is me and my friend's humble little abode. Nothing too special or fancy. We went with a simple design, tried to use some blocks that I've never used before. Hey, let's talk about up by the Denny's parking lot, right? So we got Denny's parking lot. This over here, that's going to be Denny's. Denny's, minus the I-E-E, but plus the Y. Alright. This plot of land over here is going to be the courthouse. So we're going to have so our court cases can be done, right? And then after the court case, after I'm done suing someone, I can go to Denny's for lunch, right? Real convenient. Over here is our gacha machine, right? So I give people a ticket every single day, and they throw their ticket onto the slab, and they get a special item. Or they get a very bad item. We've got our shulker. This thing is giving fortunes. I want to get my... Let's see what I got today for my fortune. Oh, that's not great. That's not great. Up here is Inclem's house. Now, we're in the process of rebuilding it, but I think we're going to tear down his new house and rebuild it again because it doesn't look that great yet. Over here is Rom's house. She's still in the process of building it, but she's got all the necessities. She's got the floor with glass. She's got our bone horse in there. And I think she has a bedroom too. We've got a nice stable down here for any extra horses. But yeah, welcome to what was going to be Inclem's house. Now, I'm not completely sold on the design. I think we could do better, maybe. And I want to kind of get more of his opinion on it next time before we start building. There's a problem where he couldn't talk to us in chat, so... And off in the distance is Beal's house, but unfortunately we are running out of time here. We're really running out of time. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I have a few clips at the end from the first few days when we started the server that I want to show you guys. But I'm heading out for today. Thanks, guys, for watching. Really appreciate it. Can't wait to see you in the next episode. Peace.
Just screamed out and I was like, I'm fishing in Sad Lake.